Hello, I'm paediatric physiotherapist Lisa, and this is my baby Sophie. Today we're going to show you how to do some baby massage on your baby's legs. I find it's quite nice just to spend 5 to 10 minutes working on one body part. I've got just her lower half exposed. I'm also purposefully doing it on a changing table because I find this is quite a nice place to do the legs. However, you can also do this sitting on the ground with your baby in between your legs, and then you lean over towards them. The key is that she can see you quite easily and you can keep good eye contact so that she can watch your face as well as watch her own legs and see what you're doing with her. So let's get started. So have your baby comfortably lying on their back and able to look nicely at your face. Good eye contact there. Legs obviously exposed. If you are comfortable and able, take off her whole nappy, because then it gives you better access and it's good time for her to spend without her nappy on. I'm going to leave hers on, obviously. The other thing is always put a little towel or a cloth underneath her in case you do have any accidents. And if you're going to leave her nappy on, obviously make sure it's a fresh one so that she's not getting irritated by a dirty nappy. Right. I like to use coconut oil, but you can use any kind of oil that you would eat because babies absorb everything through their skin. So edible is always safe, I feel, and less likely to cause allergies, although you may want to make sure you check that before you start. Also remove any rings you may be wearing so that you don't scratch your baby. We're going to start holding one of your baby's legs and just gently but slowly and firmly going from the top of the leg, trying to really have your whole hand around the whole circumference of her leg, moving to the top of her toes. Make sure you're not digging in with your fingers as this is uncomfortable. You want to be really pressing with this part of your hand so it's nice and comfortable for her. And let's spend some time here. 1, 2. You can obviously sing nicely to your baby. You can pop on a mobile. Whatever keeps her happy. But try not to have too many toys and things, because this really is about bonding time for you and your baby. So you can close. Yes. And this first part where we're gently just stroking up is really comfortable and sets the scene. So you want to spend a few moments doing this. Good. As I get to her foot, I'm using my thumb to press her foot upwards and to uncurl the little toes very briefly. Very nice. If you feel your hands haven't gotten to the back so much, you can even then switch your grip over and focus on the back slightly. Yes. Good. Now we're going to go to the sole of the foot with your thumbs. We're going to start at the heel and massage all the way to the toe tops. Good. Again, thumb over thumb, like you did hand over hand on the leg. Try to make sure that you're covering the whole foot sole as you go. You can even focus on the outside and on the inside, or just your thumb covering the entire foot surface. Well done. There we go. And now we're going to take our thumbs and our forefingers and we're going to just grab one little toe and give it a nice little gentle wriggle from top to bottom. Wriggle, wriggle, wriggle. And you can do that. This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed at home. This little piggy had a roast beef. And this little piggy had none. And this little piggy went all the way home. Good. And back to some nice foot sole massaging. Now, many babies are born with something called positional talipes, which just means that their feet were a little bit squashed in the womb and tend to point inward slightly. So I always like to spend some time, even if your baby doesn't have it, just encouraging the opposite muscles because it's good for them anyway. So we might do a little bit of a tickle on the outside of the foot, and you can see your baby will respond by pulling her toes upwards and outwards. Tickle, tickle, tickle. And even if your baby didn't have that at birth, you'll notice when we stimulate the outer border of the foot, she opens her toes and unclenches them. So it's a good stretch. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Okay, there we go. Good. And because this is a reflex that we're stimulating, she'll stop doing it after a while. So you'll just do a few repetitions there. And let's work around the ankle bones with the thumbs, just giving her nice circles around the ankles. Good girl, Sophie. Good. Good. And the inside too. And now we're going to take your thumbs. You're going to just rub back down. We're working now in the opposite direction to what we did before. So down. And really focus on the outside of the shin because that's stimulating those same muscles. A few times with the thumb. And then you're going to take a nice flat hand and just rub the leg all the way down. Good girl. Good girl. That's it. And you want to try and cover all the areas of the leg, even if she's got her leg bent. It's not a problem. And just stroking. If you can manage to have the foot flat and do a bit more of the hand over hand, that's also lovely. And let's move on to the other leg. Try and see if you can remember what we did as we go, because this is a lovely thing for you to just remember how to do it off by heart. And then when you are changing nappies too quickly, just fit in a little massage on the go almost, because it is so good for babies for many reasons. And it's not always possible for us to make time to do a full body massage and to fit it in this busy schedule of having a baby. So if you make it part of your changing routine, maybe every couple of days, that works rather well, and just do a different body part each time. So if you remember, we're doing the lovely hand over hand from hip to toe tip. Yes! And you can, of course, make this last as long or as short as you'd like it to. But I guess with each stroke, you're thinking of doing between 10 and 20 times each little thing, especially these big strokes. The little things like the toes and the ankle rolls, you might do a bit less of. Good girl. Well done, Sophie. And now we're going to the foot sole, thumb over thumb. Yes. And you can always play some lovely calm music in the background, if you'd like. Nothing too stimulating. And we're going to work on those little toes. This is your big toe. And your little toe, your middle toe. And another little toe. Another little toe. Another little toe. And your baby toe. If your house is quite cool, you can always cover up one leg if you find that you're worried about the temperature. I always like to do a few more foot sole rubs afterwards, because it's a really good way of desensitizing your baby's foot soles, which prepares them for later when they need to stand on those feet. So the more sensory input you give to a foot sole, the better. Good girl. And now let's do little ankle circles with our thumbs. Around and round, around and round, around. Good girl. Yay. Oh. Yes, this is Sophie's foot. You're helping me on the inside. Yes. Sophie's foot. And let's go back. So gently brushing back from the top of the foot down again. Good girl. girl. And we can always finish off with some lovely movements and sensory input to the feet. Feet together, la la la. For the same reason, we're desensitizing the foot soles, but we're also making her aware that she has feet so that she'll get to the point where she grabs them and even takes them to her mouth, which is a very important part of development. So rub the feet on each other. Good. Clap them together. Oh, bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. Rub, rub, rub. Good job, Sophie. And let's do some nice bicycles. 1, 2, 3, up, up, 4. If you find when you're trying to do bicycles like this with your baby, she's kicking herself, that's fine. Let her enjoy it. Or if she's pushing hard against you, never try and force against them in order to get this movement going. If her leg is rigid and she's pushing it out, give her foot sole a little bit of a tickle and it will make her bend her knee and pull her leg up. And then it'll reduce that pushing and it should soften the leg a little bit in order to do these lovely bicycle movements. And then always we like to just draw the knees up towards the chest and down and up, 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 and down and up, 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 and down. Very nice. Then let's finish off by pulling your baby up to sit and giving her a great big cuddle. Well done, Sophie. Come up, up, come up, up, come up, up. Well done.